Welcome to Gentle Restorative Yoga Blend. In this class, we're going to combine some gentle yoga in the first part of class with some restorative yoga in the second half of class. We'll also sprinkle a couple of yin poses throughout as well. For the restorative portion, you're going to need some cushions, pillows, blankets, towels, whatever you have to bolster and support yourself so that you can maintain a pose for several minutes without becoming uncomfortable. We're starting today in Sukhasana, our easy pose, cross legs, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to ground our hip bones down, trying to create equal pressure on the hip bones so we're balanced in our seat. We'll stack the spine tall. We'll roll the shoulders up and back and down, lifting the sternum. We'll close our eyes for a moment. Bring awareness to the breath. Let's place our hands on the belly. And when we inhale, expand that belly like a balloon. When we exhale, press all the air out like bellows squeezing. Inhale to expand. Exhale to press. As we exhale and press in, it's like we're activating our Uddiyana Bandha, core lock here. Now a true Uddiyana Bandha is like you see pictures of yogis with their abdomen completely hollowed out. We're not quite going that far with it, but we're just using that action of pressing in, drawing the navel to the spine for that core lock with the belly breath. Now let's relax the breathing again. We can bring the hands back to the thigh. Let's bring our awareness now to the pelvic floor for the Mula Bandha. Let's feel those sits bones grounding down. And then imagine engaging the muscles that would draw those sits bones closer together. It's like you're lifting your pelvic floor and connecting the two sides of your body. As you inhale, relax those muscles. As you exhale, engage and lift the pelvic floor. This is not a tight clenching. This is an easy lifting of the pelvic floor. Relax. Let's combine those two bandhas and those breaths together. As we inhale, we expand the belly and relax the pelvic floor. As we exhale, we draw the navel in and we draw the pelvic floor up. Inhale, release, relax. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Let's try to breathe through the nose, sealing the lips. Inhale, expand, relax the pelvic floor. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, draw the abs in. Try to envision how your abdominal cavity is being squeezed from the front and the bottom as you lift and squeeze in. Inhale, relax, release. You can do this in your car. You can do this standing in line. Engaging those bandhas with your breath. Let's return to a normal breath now. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Seal the lips. You can let the eyes float open. We'll practice Ujjayi breath for most of our practice today, with that light constriction in the back of your throat, making your breath just audible to yourself. Let's grab our knees. Let's lift the chest, coming into a seated cow. Exhale, scooping into a seated cat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop. And lift. And scoop. Let's come back to center. Let's switch the cross of our legs. Bottom leg comes on top, top leg comes to the bottom. Let's push the ribs out to the right side of the body. Come back to center. And press to the left side of the body. And come center. And right. And center. And left. Now we'll stir the pot. We'll inhale into seated cow. We'll exhale, pressing ribs to the right and scooping into cat. Inhale, ribs going left, lifting into cow. Exhale, right and cat. Inhale, left and cow. Exhale, right and cat. Inhale, left and cow and hold. Reverse, exhale to the left, coming into cat. Inhale to the right, coming into cow. For two more, sorry. For two. And one. Coming back to neutral. Take our shoelace pose. You can leave your legs crossed comfortably if you like, or you can try to stack your knees. We'll pull one foot back to the hip, the other foot back to the hip with the knees stacked one over the other. Fingertips down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, releasing, rounding forward, sliding fingertips out to the side. Folding down onto your thighs, letting your head relax. Let's take 5 breaths here. As you finish that 5th breath, we'll begin to sit up, bringing your hands back in, and we'll switch the cross of our legs. Bringing our feet back beside our hips, inhaling tall, exhaling, sliding fingertips out, folding over the thighs, relaxing the head down for 5 breaths. Rise back up. Going to cross the legs. We're going to come into a kneeling position now. You might want to grab a blanket. And if you have blocks or a bolster or a big cushion you want to use, you might keep those handy as well. I'm going to turn at an angle here. I'm going to start kneeling with a chest expansion, arms out to the side, and turn our thumbs under. Now imagine a giant beach ball behind your back, and you're going to press that beach ball, squeezing between your hands. Inhaling to expand the front of your body. And relax. Next, after opening the chest, we'll take a back bend here. Do a camel pose. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths, so you want to find a comfortable variation. Option 1, we'll make fists. We'll bring our hands, our knuckles to the top of our hip bones and the bottom of our backs. Inhale, lifting up the front body. Exhale, taking a back bend from the upper spine. So it's not leaning back with your knees, it's keeping your hips forward. You can hang out here. If you have blocks, you can reach back to your blocks. If you have a lot of range of motion, you can curl your toes under and come back to grab your heels. You've got to keep those hips pressed forward. If you don't have blocks, you might try just putting a bolster or pillow across your legs. You can reach back to that if you like as well. But find an option that's comfortable that you can hold for 5 breaths. Lift the chest. Relax. If you have a bolster or blocks, put those aside. Let's uncurl our toes. If they're curled under, we'll just sink our hips back and take a quick child's pose to release the back. We'll rise back up. We'll open up our shoulders next with some variation of eagle arms. I'll give you 3 options. First option, right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. Try to hug those shoulders in, slide your shoulder blades apart, stretch the back. Second option, right hand to left shoulder, left hand pulls the right arm across. We want to keep that right shoulder relaxed and down, not up here, but down here. Pull across. Third option, right arm forward, left arm up. We'll sweep the left arm under the right arm, catch it in the bend of the elbow. Bend the right elbow, you can touch the backs of your hands, bring your fingertips to your palms, and we'll lift. Take your option for eagle arms. Inhale, a little tiny back bend. Exhale and scoop. Inhale and lift. Exhale and scoop. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Let's shake out our arms. Other side, same options. Option 1, left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left shoulder. Pull the shoulders in, hug it. Option 2, left hand to right shoulder, right hand pulls the left arm over, left shoulder stays relaxed and down. Option 3, left arm forward, right arm up. Sweep it under, catch it in the bend of the elbow, and the left arm touch the back of the hand or grab the palm. Inhale, lift, baby back bend. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, scoop. For 3, for 2, for 1. We'll come back up, release the arms, shake it out. Let's drop to one hip and roll onto our backs now. Coming into dead bug. For dead bug, we'll draw the knees into the chest, bring the arms between the legs, and we'll grab the outsides of the feet. Soles of the feet face the ceiling, knees draw down, pressing the lower back into the mat. So dead bug, very much like happy baby. Happy baby, in the variation as I present it, we grab the inside, the arch of the foot, rather than the outside, and we rock side to side. Dead bugs don't move. We just lie, drawing the knees down, pressing the back into the floor. Now we'll take a variation from dead bug, bring our knees to tabletop and bring our arms up with an option to float the head. Be sure to keep the core engaged. A little bit of Uddiyana Bandha here wouldn't hurt you. Let's lengthen out and lift up. We can exhale as we lower, inhale as we lift. 2 more times. Once more. We'll hug the knees, we'll relax the head and neck. Now we'll plant the feet, close enough to the backside that we could brush our heels with our fingertips for articulating bridge. So imagine your spine is like a zipper zipped down to the floor. We're going to unzip from the tailbone, peeling up, floating the hips. You can come to straight hips if you like, or you can press up to arched back if you like. It's whatever works for you today in your practice. Inhale and exhale, rolling back down, zipping that zipper back up. Inhale to lift. Exhale to roll down. For 3. Really articulating your spine here, loosening it up. 2. You may find that chunks of your spine move together as one piece. That's really normal. But over time, we try to loosen up so that those different pieces of your spine can articulate more. 1 vertebra at a time, coming back in to neutral. Let's cross the right foot over the left knee, keeping that right knee open for our supine pigeon. We'll lift the left foot. We'll grab the left thigh with both hands and hug in. And we will press the right elbow against the right inner thigh, opening up that right hip. Variation of pigeon pose. The nice thing with this variation is you have a lot of control over how hard you pull, how much stretch you get. Let's release down and switch the cross of our legs, bringing the left ankle over the right knee, keeping the left knee open. Now we'll lift the right foot, we'll grab the right thigh with both hands, we'll hug in, pressing the left elbow against the left inner thigh for this supine pigeon. Let's release the right leg out and down, and we're grabbing the left thigh at the same time. We'll draw the left knee into the chest. Let's inhale to press up toward the ceiling, to exhale to squeeze the air out of the belly. Inhale and exhale for 3, for 2, for 1. Now drawing down with the right hand, grabbing the left leg. Pulling the left leg over, rolling onto the right hip, keeping our shoulder blades grounded, extending our left arm to the side, turning our head to the left for spinal twist. And again, we'll take about 5 breaths here. Now rolling our legs back to center, we can hug the thighs, roll the knees in a circle 3 times one direction, and reverse and roll 3 times the other direction. Now releasing the left leg out and down, hugging the right thigh in. Inhale, press up. Exhale, squeeze the air out of your belly. Inhale, press up. Exhale and squeeze for 3, 2, 1. Keeping that knee drawn in. Now the left hand is grabbing the right thigh, pulling the right leg over as we roll onto the left hip, extending the right arm out to the side, keeping our shoulder blades grounded, and turning our head to the right for about 5 breaths in spinal twist. Rolling back to center, We're grabbing each knee with one hand and stirring our knees like egg beaters, reversing directions. Now planting our feet a little wider than our hips so that our knees can fall in. We're swaying side to side. Let's just roll onto one side and roll over onto the belly. Take a baby cobra here. We'll plant our hands under our shoulders. We'll zip up our legs and we'll inhale and lift the chest just enough to engage the lower back. You can float your hands off the floor if you like. We really aren't pressing into our hands, we're using our back strength. Let's relax down and rest on the left cheek. Take a breath. Next inhale, we'll rise back up to baby cobra. Again, just engaging those back muscles. Please don't hyperextend. Next time we relax down, we'll turn on the right cheek. One more time. Inhale, lifting to baby cobra. And this time as we exhale, we'll plant our hands and we'll float our hips up and back, widening our knees, bringing our toes together, coming into our child's pose. Really being aware of our hips as they sink back toward our heels and contraction our spine, creating space in the lower back. Let's ground our palms about shoulder width. With the heel of the palm pressed down, the knuckles of the palms pressed down, the pads of the fingers pressed down. We're going to inhale and rise up to all fours. We'll exhale and sink back to child's pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink. And rise. And sink. Let's come back up. Let's step the left foot forward. We can walk that foot forward a bit until we have some openness in our right hip. Let's uncurl those right toes so our toenails press down against the mat. Let's inhale and lift into Anjaneyasana. 5 breaths. Feel free to put a blanket under your knee if you like. Let's press back. We'll flex that left foot. We'll straighten that left leg. We'll bring our hands down to the floor or to blocks if we have them, or to cushions for Hanuman Asana. Inhale that spine nice and long, and exhale and press the chest toward the thigh. Feeling stretch in the hamstring. Remember, your stretch should not be painful. It might be a little uncomfortable, but you have to listen to your body and let it tell you how quickly you can move into your stretch. So inhale and exhale and sink. A couple more breaths. Now we'll slide forward, coming into lizard pose or dragon pose. Let's bring our hands inside the left foot. We can hang out here if we like. If we get a stretch here, we're good. If we want to go deeper, we can lower down to blocks or to a bolster. I'll use a bolster today. Bring our forearms down here if we want to. We can also tip this left knee out and roll into the outside edge of the left foot. Deepen the pose. Take a few breaths here. Let's come back up onto our hands. We'll rise up here. We'll bring that left foot back. And we'll step the right foot forward far enough to open up the left hip for Anjaneyasana. Let's inhale and lift. Let's take 5 breaths. Hips are sinking forward and down. pressing back, we flex that right foot. We can rest our hands on blocks or cushions if we like. Inhaling, lengthen to the spine. Exhaling, pressing the chest toward the thigh for Hanumanasana, our hamstring stretch. Now sliding back forward, bring our hands inside the right foot for lizard or dragon. You can hang out here, or you can lower down to your blocks or your bolster. You can tip your right knee out to the side and roll into the outside edge of your right foot. And breathe. Let's come back up. Take a breath. I think about these yin poses and these restorative poses kind of like the metaphor I would use is how when the earth is very dry and there's a heavy rain, the rain just washes off because the earth is too dry to absorb it. Whereas if there's a light rain and the earth can gradually absorb the moisture, it's much more beneficial. And I think of these poses, these sort of modified stretches, as being like a light rain that lets your body really get a very good soaking of a stretch rather than something that's too intense that you can't maintain. It won't really give you the same benefit over time. So I like, sometimes you'll see that I do a pose in this class using a bolster or a block that I might not use a bolster or a block in a different class, because in this class it's more about that gentle soaking rain lets us gradually absorb the benefits of the stretch and the practice. The first full-on restorative pose I want to do today is caterpillar, which is a supported forward fold. I'm going to recommend rolled up towels going under our knees so we don't lock them out. And then we're just going to stack stuff on our legs so that we can fold forward with support. So you use as much or as little as you need to keep your spine somewhat aligned. We can stack our hands, we can rest the forehead on the hands. We can also grab opposite elbows and rest the forehead on the forearms. So find what works for you, as much or as little as you need. Inhale tall, exhale folding into it, relaxing and melting. And I'm going to encourage you to bring your awareness to your shoulder blades. Try to release those shoulder blades. Let them melt down your back. Let your body just fold forward in a gentle, relaxing stretch. Come back into the awareness of your breath. We'll be here for just a few minutes. Deepening our breath, beginning to sit up and open our eyes. Moving on to our next pose. One of my personal favorites, a supported bridge pose. And this can be as much or as little as you like. It can be a constructive rest, lying on your back with your knees bent. You might want to widen your feet so your knees are falling inward so you can relax your legs more. could also use a strap or belt to strap your thighs together for the bridge or the constructive rest. For bridge, we'll have our feet about hip width apart. We're going to lift our hips off the floor and rest the sacrum on a block or bolster or cushion. And this is where you get to decide how much you want. It could just be a blanket, just a little tiny inversion. Or it could be something bigger. It's really whatever you feel is good for you today. So I'm going to plant my feet. I like to strap my legs so that I feel supported. I can relax better. You don't want to tighten it too much right away. You want to wait until you get in position to finish tightening it. And then I'm going to lift into my bridge. I'm going to use my bolster today, which is kind of big. It's okay though. I can ground my shoulders, turn the palms up. If you have an eye pillow or a washcloth, put that across your eyes if you like. And we'll settle into this gentle inversion, this supported bridge. Coming back into the breath. Maybe think about expanding your belly, pressing the air out. using an eye pillow or washcloth, we can put that aside. We can lift our hips and slide out whatever we were resting on. And we can unfasten our thighs. Let's roll onto one side and press ourselves up. And we're almost in position for our next pose, which is our supported side bend. We'll need something to put under the side of the body here. And it shouldn't be too terribly big. You might roll up a towel or a blanket, but not a huge thing. I know that my bolster is too big. I have this pillow that I like to use for this. So I'm just going to lie sideways with this supporting my lower ribs and my waist. My legs can just stay stacked. I can also extend my legs out for more opening here. I can stack my feet or put my front foot and top foot in front of my bottom foot. I'm going to extend my bottom arm out. And I could, if I needed a support for my head, I could put a blanket or a towel here as well. Another option here, extend the top arm over, getting more openness in the top side of the body. And then a final option is to roll onto your back, so getting more of a twist here in your side bend. So that's there if you want to try that. I'm just going to lie in my supported side bend here. And bring breath to that top side of your body, into those ribs, to expand them. And just relax. be switching sides now. We can press ourselves up. You can either turn around or just bring your support to the other side here. Once again, lying down with your support under your waist and lower ribs. You can have your knees drawn up. You can extend your legs out. You can stack your feet or place your top foot in front of your bottom foot. You can extend the bottom arm out. You can rest the head on a pillow or towel or blanket here. You can also extend the top arm over. Use our breath to expand the top side of our rib cage here. And again, you have an option to roll onto your back, to add a little twist to this pose, which is there for you if you'd like to try it. We can close our eyes and come back into our breath. Now deepening our breath, we can open our eyes. We can press ourselves back up. And before we move into our final pose for today's class, I want to just share with you a little tip. I recently received as a gift a weighted blanket, which are recommended to help you sleep better. I sleep pretty well anyway, but the weighted blanket really feels very good. It's kind of calming and grounding to have this weight on you. It's a blanket that has little beads sewn into it. So if you have trouble sleeping or you're just curious, you might look into that, the different ones. I have one that weighs 20 pounds, which is heavier than I thought it would be. It works for me, but I might recommend a lighter blanket than that for most people. Just calming, soothing. I use it for naps. I use it at night, and it makes me feel just like yummy. So, our final pose, you are welcome to use regular Shavasana if you like. I'll be using fish pose today, and I have a couple of variations of fish pose to show you. One variation, if you have a kind of a longish bolster or cushion, is to use it long ways with your hips backed up against it, lying back so your head is supported here. Your arms can come out to the side. You can extend your arms overhead for more sensation if you like. Maybe you want to have a cushion here to rest your hands on so they feel supported. That's one option for fish pose. Another option is to turn your bolster sideways and catch it just along the bottoms and the shoulder blades here, kind of just below the armpit, the axilla. If you're doing it this way, you might need something extra to support your head. And hips are grounded, lying back. I just want a little support for my head here so it's not hanging in space. Arms can come out, arms can come overhead. Now legs, you could roll up a blanket or bolster under your knees if you like. You could also use Supta Baddha Konasana legs with supports under your thighs if you like. I'm going with just straight out legs today. And I'm going to go with my washcloth. So you've got options to choose from. Supporting the back, supporting the head, arms relaxed, palms up, eyes closed. This is a nice heart-opening pose. So you might think about relaxing across the front of your body, letting your shoulders melt down toward the floor, bringing breath into your heart center. Feeling that connection, that awareness in your heart. As you relax and follow your breath into your relaxation. Deepening our breath. We can bring movement to our fingers and toes. We can rock the head from side to side. We can bend our knees and plant our feet. Just roll to one side. And then press ourselves up, finding our easy pose, our comfortable seat. Bringing hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.